Welcome to our 25th annual Heroes Breakfast. Our program begins now.
I hear this, help, help, help. So I said, it's go time.
I collapsed. I dropped dead right there. My heart stopped.
I couldn't stand there and just listen to someone die.
So quite honestly, I was thinking, I hope he doesn't go under before I can get to him.
I kind of saved his life by doing compressions.
I rembered the follow the ribs up, 2 fingers, find the spot, use the heel of your hand.
Hello, we're at the Red Cross. We're here to install some smoke alarms for you.
Yeah.
For 1 pint of blood, you can help save 3 lives.
So it's without a doubt that he definitely is a hero.
She's my hero.
He didn't think about it. He didn't say, hey, what if I get hurt? That's heroism.
Good morning, and thank you for making the Heroes Breakfast so successful. Here's to 25 more years of honoring our local heroes.
Snohomish County 911 congratulates the Red Cross for the 25th Annual Heroes Awards. Keep up the good work and stay safe.
Happy 25th anniversary to you at the American Red Cross. Thank you for all the years of service to the community. And here's wishing to all of you the merriest of Christmases.
Thank you for celebrating the 25th Annual Snohomish County Heroes Breakfast with us. We are so grateful for your participation as sponsors, heroes, and donors. Our venue may be different from years past, but the Red Cross mission remains unchanged. Thank you for supporting the Red Cross in its mission of helping people in their times of need.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Mark Wright from King 5 News in Seattle, and it's my honor to be with you all this morning. Today, we are here to celebrate some extraordinary people who've had a major impact on our community over the past year. And as you know, we're also here to raise critical funds for the American Red Cross. This is one of my favorite events that I MC throughout my year, and I'm so bummed that we all can't be together at the Tulalip like we have been for so many years. But I guarantee this morning will feel awesome, and we're going to do some amazing work for the American Red Cross, and we're going to honor some really amazing people. For those of you who have attended the Heroes Breakfast in the past, or maybe you're joining us for the first time, we know this has been an extraordinary year. It's been, quite frankly, a tough year for most of us. But this is the first time we've gathered virtually. We decided to forge ahead with the power of the internet, and we are celebrating, as you heard, our 25th anniversary, 25 years of heroism in the Northwest. So this is the 25th anniversary, and this morning we're going to honor some amazing people who chose a path of courage, and we're going to recognize them as true heroes in our community. I guarantee you will be inspired this morning. So in the time that we have together this morning, we're going to really spotlight 6 stories of extraordinary triumph and courage. These are stories that illuminate the best of human qualities, and that is putting the needs of others before our own. I'm so grateful that you're here to help us celebrate that human spirit and also to support the ongoing humanitarian work of the American Red Cross. You know, when I think back, my first exposure to the amazing work of the Red Cross came when I was a young radio reporter in Spokane, Washington. You know, I would often have to cover house fires, sometimes in the middle of the night. And I quickly learned that every time someone lost their home, someone from the Red Cross would show up to help the family find a place to stay and also to provide for their basic needs. If you think about it, on the very worst day of people's lives, they turn over, and right here is the Red Cross saying, what can we do to help? Today's event really wouldn't be possible without the generosity of our sponsors. We've got an awesome group of really ongoing sponsors. They really understand the critical role that the Red Cross plays in our community. And this year, we're fortunate to introduce Primera as the title sponsor of our event. This is the third year in a row. So Primera, thank you so much. We could not be more grateful for your commitment. We will also hear from additional sponsors and board members who've given their time and talent and financial donation to support the Heroes Breakfast. And as we give tribute to the selfless actions of local friends and neighbors and their impact on our community, we also have the opportunity to raise vital funds to support the life-saving mission of the American Red Cross. So please consider making a donation this morning. To the left of your screen, you'll see donation options, and you'll be able to make your gift while viewing the remainder of our breakfast. If you are viewing on a mobile device, you'll need to exit full screen and then scroll down the video window to make a donation. You can also text, and this is a super easy way to donate. So you're going to text, if you have a pen, text NWWA Heroes, NWWA Heroes, all one word, to 76278. Super simple to donate. All right, now let's go to our first presenter to introduce our first 2020 Red Cross hero.
Thank you, Mark, for the introduction. Hi, everyone. I'm Josh Stewart, Business Continuity Program Manager at Primera. Primera has been the title sponsor of the Heroes Breakfast for the past 3 years. We are proud to be with you again to celebrate this special 25th anniversary. It's my honor to present the first award of the morning. Captain Dave Burdishaw exemplifies what it means to be a good Samaritan, to see someone in need and act without hesitation. Heroes like Captain Dave are the reason this event is so meaningful to me. I hope I would have the presence of mind, bravery, and skills needed to jump into action in this same situation. I hope this story inspires you too as well to take action and to give. In a time when there is so much division, we are reminded of our shared humanity and the ability to positively impact our community. Thank you, Captain, for your actions. On behalf of Primera and the American Red Cross, I am proud to present you with the Good Samaritan Award. Let's take a look.
My typical morning routine is go to the store, get food for my shift.
Fire Captain Dave Burdishaw stopped at this store on his way to work a 48-hour shift at Naval Station
I
Everett.
was saying about 6:45 in the morning. So right at peak rush hour, everybody heading to work.
At about that time, Byron Fellstrom headed toward his work on his bike.
So it was just a normal summer day for me where I ride my bike to work. It's about a 10-mile bike ride up Beverly from Meadowdale to the Boeing plant. And so Mukilteo Speedway is about halfway there.
Without warning, Byron's heart stopped right in the middle of this intersection. As Byron hit the ground, Dave happened to drive up.
And it's like, did someone just hit this guy? And
Captain Dave used his truck to block the intersection and protect Byron from being hit by rush hour drivers. Another driver pulled up and called 911.
So we untangled him from the bike, and as we're waiting for the fire department to show up, the gentleman said, "Hey, he's turning blue." So I looked at him, saw that he was turning blue, checked for a pulse, no pulse. It's like, oh my gosh, this guy's in a full arrest. So we started CPR.
Right there in the intersection, Dave and two others who'd stopped took turns doing chest compressions until medics arrived. On the way to the hospital, Byron's heart stopped 2 more times. He believes he's alive today because Captain Dave happened to be there and was willing to help.
Most people don't want to stop and help and everything. I'm lucky it was there where there's people like him coming through. Yeah, really fortunate. I appreciate him stopping. Saved my life. Thanks, Dave.
Dave did what he needed to do, and I have Byron.
Dave, nice to meet you.
Byron's mom tracked Dave down so she and Byron could thank him in person.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Yeah, you are my hero.
I just wanted to find some way of honoring you for stopping that day, and I think, timing was crucial.
People tell me, God put you there for a reason at the right time in the right place. And I believe that. I mean, I did my job and saved a life off duty. I'm glad that I was there at the right time so we could save him.
I told you this is going to be an inspiring morning. Congratulations, Dave. You are a true hero and exactly why we're here today. Aren't you glad we have people like Dave in our community? I am. So before we meet our next hero, I'd like to take a second to thank our table captains today. These are Red Cross champions who rally their friends. That's a nice way to say twist their arms. They rally their friends, their family members, and their coworkers. You table captains are the reason many of us are here this morning, and we can't thank you enough. It's one thing to twist somebody's arm for a bad reason. This is a great reason and a great cause and a fantastic organization. So to continue our celebration for the 25th year, we have a special message from our CEO, Gail McGovern, followed by our next presenter to introduce our second 2020 hero.
Hi, everyone. This is Gail McGovern, and I wanted to take a moment to send my sincere congratulations to the American Red Cross of Northwest Washington. The 25th anniversary of your Heroes Breakfast is truly a remarkable milestone, and I wish I could join you for this year's virtual event. Unfortunately, my calendar just wouldn't cooperate, but I wanted to give you a great big thank you. Thank you to the dedicated volunteers, volunteer leaders, employees, donors, and all the community partners who are fulfilling our life-saving mission in Northwest Washington. 2020 has been such a difficult year for our nation and our world. And yet, in the midst of all these challenges, Red Crossers continue to step up time and time again to deliver services to people in their darkest hours. And I have never been so proud to be part of the American Red Cross. Despite the many, many challenges, we're responding to disaster after disaster in the worst disaster season on record. We're delivering life-saving blood to patients in need. We're supporting the men and women in our armed forces. We're providing virtual life-saving training skills to millions of Americans, and we're even helping other Red Cross and Red Crescent societies with disasters and disease prevention. And miraculously, we are pulling all of this off while protecting the health and safety of our volunteers, our employees, and the people we serve. So many people across our country are wringing their hands to figure out how they can help make a difference during these challenging times. Well, the American Red Cross is making a difference every single day, and I could not be more proud or grateful. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you for all you do to continue our life-saving mission and all that you do for the Red Cross and those that we serve. Congratulations once again on this milestone anniversary, and I wish you all the very best for a safe and healthy holiday season. Thanks again.
Hello, my name is Walter Hawk, Vice President of Products at Fluke, and it's great to be with you for this morning's celebration. The heroism displayed by our honorees is simply awesome. I hope you feel as energized by them as I do, and I encourage you to turn that energy into action by considering a gift today. In addition to emergency response, donations help fund emergency preparedness and education. Both are on display in this next story. When the Red Cross Disaster Action Team arrived at an Everett home, they learned about the heroism of one family member who reminds us that we are never too small to make a difference. Thank you, Miley, for staying calm in a crisis. Congratulations on receiving the Youth Fire Rescue Award.
Pictures of this Everett house fire tell the story of a fire that started in the kitchen and didn't stop until it devoured almost the entire home. But the pictures don't tell the whole story, the part about the young hero who saved her family from this fire. 11-year-old Miley Majitrid was home with her grandfather and younger brothers while her parents took a quick trip to the gym.
I started smelling smoke, and then once I went downstairs to go check and see if there's anything on, I saw this burst of fire going up from my little pot. And then that's when I ran upstairs to my grandpa's room, told him that there was a fire.
Her grandpa tried to put the kitchen fire out before he and one of Miley's brothers escaped outside. Miley went upstairs to find her baby brother as the fire quickly spread.
My brother, he was in my parents' room. He was on the bed, in the corner of the bed. I couldn't see him as well because it was still darkish. But then when I heard him crying, I just found him and then I just grabbed him and then went outside.
Because I was at LA Fitness in Everett, and it's not that far where I live. We saw smoke on the freeway. I was in a panic mode the whole time, just that 5-minute ride. As I approached home, I saw nothing but firefighter trucks.
But Miley had gotten everyone out safely. The Red Cross's disaster action team arrived on scene and heard how Miley did all the right things.
She alerted someone in authority that there was a fire, or there was at least smoke, something that needed to be made aware of. And she didn't panic. And then she did what she could. She went and helped find her little brother, who had actually hidden, and it was difficult finding him.
The house was a total loss. The Red Cross helped the family with vouchers for shelter, clothing, and food. Today, a new house on the site is almost rebuilt. Soon, everyone will move back in.
Everyone's okay because of Miley, because she knew what to do. If she did not know what to do, I could not imagine.
This story has a happy ending because of a young hero who made sure her family stayed safe.
She did an amazing job. I'm very proud.
Thank you, Miley, for being an inspiration to all of us. You are just amazing. And Miley, I can't wait for us to see what you do with your life. You've started in such an amazing way, and it's so clear that you care so deeply for others and for doing the right thing. Right now, I'd like to take a moment to look at the donations that we're getting this morning. And as we do that, I wanted to acknowledge a few donors. Cherie and Casey Groves, thank you for your contribution. Mike Holcomb, Jerry and Bonnie Gibson, and Michelle and Ed Sayed, thank you so much for your contributions. So keep those contributions coming in, and the American Red Cross promises to continue to do great work. Thank you for your generosity. So if you haven't already, I'd like to just encourage you to make a donation this morning. As my Swedish grandmother used to say, on the farm in Ferndale where I grew up, many hands make light work. And if you think about it, it's true. If each of us takes a little action, the cumulative effect is amazing. On the left side of your screen, you'll see the donation options, and you'll be able to make your gift while viewing the rest of our breakfast program this morning. As we said earlier, if you're viewing from a mobile device, you need to exit full screen and then scroll below the video window to make a donation. And another super easy way is to text a donation. So all one word, it's NWWA Heroes, NWWA Heroes, all one word. And you're going to text that to 76278. Right now, let's take a look at this next hero introduction from Keely Reinhardt.
Good morning. My name's Keely Reinhardt, and I'm with Rhino Ventures. I'm in my 8th year on our local chapter board, and I'm in my 2nd year on the National Philanthropic Board. My husband and I are huge supporters of the American Red Cross and so believe in their mission. I'd like to take this opportunity to acknowledge some of the work that's been going on in the past few months with the Red Cross. In the Northwest region, There's been 650 home fires that we've responded to since January 1st. And we've provided 3,600 hotel and shelter stays during the Washington wildfires. At the same time as responding to disasters, we've also been collecting life-saving blood, and we've been providing training services in CPR and first aid. What you give today ensures that these important services continue in our community. Without these services, our next hero may not have had the skills required when she needed them most. In a moment of chaos, Alicia Neely took action and saved a stranger's life. Allie, on behalf of Rhino Ventures and the American Red Cross, it's my honor and privilege to present you with the Workplace CPR Rescue Award.
Hey, I need to get one more Egg McMuffin, please. At about 7:30 in the morning. It was real early, so the day just started. Okay, run this out for me, okay, sweetie?
It was a mid-March Sunday morning in Bellingham.
We just started doing masks actually that same day. That's when the mask became implemented. I just need 2 more griddles. Griddles are coming up right now.
Manager Allie Neely was on shift at McDonald's when someone ran in and said a man needed help in the back lot.
I saw a young man on the ground. He was purple. There was a bystander on the phone with somebody, and a lady she looked like she was trying to wake him up. I went over and checked him out and realized really quickly that we needed to do something.
The young man had overdosed and had no heartbeat.
I got him flat on his back, checked his pulse, still nothing. So I started with 2 rescue breaths. Then I went into like 30 compressions, checked again, got a low heart rate. And once we got that, I stopped compressions and just did the rescue breathing until the EMTs came.
Allie knew exactly what to do because managers at this McDonald's are required to get Red Cross training.
We get trained every 2 years here with McDonald's, and I used to like babysit when I was younger, so I did like the Red Cross classes and stuff like that. But really every 2 years since I've been here, they make it a priority to teach us CPR and first aid.
EMTs arrived and took over. They rushed the man to the hospital where he made a full recovery and was released later that day.
We see people that are helpful, you know, that'll point us in the right direction or call for help as they're driving by. But to actually like be doing CPR on somebody that's an overdose, like and not know them, we don't see that very often.
I've been on many overdose cardiac arrest events, and you know, those outcomes aren't always great. And the fact that Allie went out of her business into the parking lot to help save somebody or help somebody that she didn't even know, that's heroic.
When it was over, guess what the hero did?
I went back to work. I did. I talked to the paramedic. We talked a little bit. The guy went to the hospital, and I went back to work, and then that was it. I finished my day and went home. So now you just need 2 hash browns?
But Allie's actions that morning made an impression on her younger coworkers.
Yeah, they came back the next day and told me like, hey, I watched CPR videos, I want to go ahead and learn it, and yeah, so that was super sweet. And they were all really excited and proud, so.
Allie is proud that she helped save a life and inspired others to be ready to do the same.
You are prepared if you take those classes. You know what to do, even if you don't think you do. I felt like I did the right thing. Like it felt good.
Wow. Allie, your actions prove that you are really among the very best of us, and our community is stronger and better because of you. See, people who are actually heroes, they don't say, hey, I'm a big hero. She just did the right thing. But here's the important thing. Guess what? Allie was prepared. So if you don't know CPR, if you don't know how to use a tourniquet, I encourage you to contact the American Red Cross. Set up a training for yourself, your church, your school, your workplace, because you will want to know what to do. I can't imagine how it would feel to not know what to do when someone is on the ground and they need your help. So if you don't know that stuff, do what Allie did, get trained. This year's Heroes Breakfast wouldn't be possible without the dedication of the Northwest Washington board members. These are amazing volunteers who put in countless hours. So this year celebrates actually the merging of two chapters, and we're thankful to have each board member as meaningful contributors to the new Northwest Washington chapter. Thank you for your commitment and your shared passion for this event and for the American Red Cross. So again, thank you, table captains, for your continued support and adaptation to this unique virtual platform. And now it's time to cue our next presenters for another hero presentation. Take a look.
Thank you, Mark. Good morning, everyone. I hope you are enjoying the program thus far. I am Molly Ringo, Northwest Washington Chapter Board Co-Chair.
And I'm Danielle Jordahl, fellow Northwest Washington Chapter Board Co-Chair. This is an especially unique year as we celebrate an anniversary, adapt to the circumstances around us, and celebrate the strengthening of the Northwest Washington Chapter. As a board member from the northernmost corner of our chapter, this will be my first Heroes Breakfast, and I couldn't be more excited to join you.
And I couldn't be more delighted to share this presentation with you, Danielle. Welcome to the Heroes Breakfast. If not already, you'll understand why the Heroes Breakfast is one of my favorite days of the year. It's an opportunity to share my passion for the Red Cross and to show my friends and neighbors the many ways our mission is delivered. A mission that is not possible without the support of volunteers who make up 90% of the Red Cross workforce. I'm excited to introduce one of those extremely dedicated volunteers as our next Hero Award recipient.
Deb Phelps may call Bothell her home, but she is known and her impact is felt in every corner of the Northwest region. Thank you to this next hero for all you do for the Red Cross. Deb, congratulations on your Outstanding Volunteer Award.
In the fall of 2017, my daughter called me from San Francisco and she said, "Mom, do you realize we've got terrible fires down here? Why don't you come down here and help?" And I'm like, "Okay, I'll be there."
Deb Phelps of Lake Stevens showed up at her first Red Cross disaster shelter uninvited.
And I show up at the front door after standing in this line and said, "I'm here to help." And they're like, "Oh, are you with the Red Cross?" "No." "Where are you from? Who are you with?" I said, I'm just a nurse from Seattle and I'm here to help." And they're like, "Really? Why don't you sit over in that chair there just for a minute and we'll get to you in just a minute."
They eventually vetted her, looked at her nursing license, and put her to work.
They kept saying, "You should be part of the Red Cross." And I'm like, "I want to be part of this. This looks good."
When she returned home, Deb signed up to officially become a Red Cross volunteer. She began getting her training so she could hit the ground running when she retired.
So my retirement party was on Saturday, and on Monday I called my boss at the Red Cross and said, "Okay, my bag is packed, I'm ready to go." And she's like, "It doesn't quite work like that, Deb. We actually have to have a disaster before you can actually go somewhere."
It didn't take long. Deb's first deployment, for real this time, was to flooding in Texas.
So I worked in a shelter there with hundreds of people, and it was great. You kind of just go from person to person and see what needs we can do. Did you lose any medication? Are you doing okay?
Since Texas, Deb's deployed to shelters all over the country. In Minnesota, after a structure fire displaced 250 people, to an earthquake in California, a hurricane on the East Coast, and wildfires in Brewster, Washington.
I think it's that you're meeting people in the most vulnerable time in their life when something absolutely horrible has happened to them. The loss of their house, it could be an injury during the disaster, sometimes it's a death in the disaster, and just being able to be there and hold somebody's hand.
It doesn't matter where or when, Deb is up for it.
At all times, I'm fully ready to go. So if they told me I need to leave in an hour, basically I would change my clothes and I'd be ready to go because my bag is completely packed, absolutely packed with everything.
When she isn't deployed, Deb is organizing boxes of medical gear or helping out at a blood drive.
And she's always on the front edge. If something needs to be done, she's either the one that's recognizing it herself and starting it, or she's the go-to person to get it initiated. She coordinates with that, she deploys, she is amazing. It doesn't matter what needs to be done, she does it.
Just a few years after showing up at the Red Cross's doorstep, Deb is hooked. It's a good thing they like her. Everyone's pretty sure it would be hard to get rid of her now.
I just wish I could clone her.
Why have you never donated blood before? Intimidated to go in.
Needles are probably
Just gonna check your veins. There's no needles yet. Well, I have a very special helper here today that I think might be able to help you through the process.
Really?
Oh, hi.
Well, hi there.
Are you scared?
A little nervous.
Well, I'm gonna help you get through it today. You ready to get started? Hold your hand.
Yes, please. Thank you.
It's okay.
If you want to hold my friend AJ, if you can.
Thank you. Eye contact.
All right.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Interrupting cow.
Interrupting cow.
Move.
Girl, I love your ripped jeans. Are your knees a little cold?
1, 2,
3.
1, 2.
Dang it.
Miss Emma, you are almost there.
Wow.
Girl, you're almost done.
I should bring you every time I get a shot.
Well, there's actually a reason your helper here today is so familiar with the blood donation process.
So I have a blood disease that is called sickle cell anemia type SS. I've been hospitalized over 72 times and have blood transfusions over 70 times.
When I was 5 months old, I went into kidney failure. I needed to have a lot of blood transfusions.
And when I get the blood transfusions, it makes me feel like I'm me again, like I'm a kid, I can do anything.
Thank you for donating.
From the bottom of my heart.
And girl, give me a hug.
Well, I think everything we've talked about that kept my focus the most.
And not only I'm thankful, but my mom is too.
On behalf of whoever's going to get your blood, thank you so much. It means so much to us. Without you, she would not be here. Thank you so much.
Group hug.
This makes it 1,000,000% worthwhile. I'm literally honored and privileged to be able to do this.
Would you do it again?
I would happily do it again.
I feel like we should pinky promise. You're all done. I can hug you with both arms.
My name is Ken Kettler, President and Chief Operating Officer of the Tulalip Gaming Organizations. The Orca Ballroom is empty this year, but that has not stopped us from coming together to support this special event. We have all been affected by the challenges the COVID-19 pandemic has thrown our way. In a time when it can be difficult to think positively and move forward, this next hero and her organization answered the call and set out to prepare and protect others in the community. Kimmy Johnson and the Woodby Island DIYers continue to make positive contributions to the community, and for that reason, I'd like to present them with the Claire White Humanitarian Award.
Whidbey Island has one of the lowest COVID-19 infection rates in the state. and a lot of people are working to keep it that way.
I was a quilter, so I had lots of fabric sitting around, and I was at home doing nothing. And there are a lot of people here that have a big heart and want to do the same and contribute to their communities.
In basements, sewing rooms, and on dining room tables, people all over the island started making masks back in March.
I know from my logistics experience with all of the stuff I've done with local nonprofits that if 20 people are working on 20 different things, it's going to have 20 small impacts. Whereas if we can get everyone to kind of work together, we can get one big impact.
Through a Facebook group called the Whidbey DIYers, as in do-it-yourselfers, Kimmy Johnson began stitching together a community movement.
Hi everyone, I wanted to show you guys the Oak Harbor drop box.
Volunteers set up safe drop and pickup points across the island for donated materials and finished masks. They filled bags and boxes and laundry baskets with homemade masks and delivered them to where they were needed most.
We got all of the assisted living facilities and medical facilities covered. And when that was done, we got all of our first responders on our island covered. And when that was done, we went to all of the services, the local food banks that were essential workers, and the grocery stores.
When the most critical areas were covered, they made masks available to the community for a what you can pay donation and raised more than $25,000 for local food banks. They moved on to the schools, so every child who needs a mask would have one.
5 to 8, which is going to fit most like kindergartners.
Well, you know, it's been really fun to offer them to families because in such difficult times, to have something to share that was made here in the community and lots to choose from, lots of fun fabrics.
Without all of these volunteers doing it, we wouldn't be where we are today. Like, it couldn't be done. And it's not just the volunteers sewing, it's the community volunteers that stepped up and bought supplies. We have volunteers that don't know how to sew that are like, I can put strings and masks.
To date, the Whidbey DIYers have made more than 35,000 masks, and they're still going. They're proving what's possible when a community is connected by a common thread.
It's just a community working to take care of each other.
Wow, 35,000 masks. Kimmy and the Whidbey DIYers, congratulations. Thank you so much for the work that you're doing. And also to Deb, you are a powerhouse and an inspiration to all of us. You know, just like the Red Cross and the Red Cross's mission to prevent and alleviate human suffering in the face of emergencies, the stories we're sharing with you this morning really are examples of what it truly means to care for others in times of need. Your support of the Red Cross is so important because it ensures the strength of the organization and that the mission will continue to serve our community tomorrow and in the years ahead. Right now, we'd like to check in once again on how those donations are coming in. And as we do this, I'd like to acknowledge a few donors as well. David Anderson, thank you. Ken Baldwin, Teresa Brokaw, Kim Buick, and William Burns. Thank you so much for your contributions. And look at the supporters as they're scrolling. Cammie Kirkson, and Anonymous is one of our favorite donors too. You can keep your name anonymous and still feel good about it. Donald Lackman, Sally Lancaster, Jessica Lembo, Terry Lester, Julie Leanhard, Andrew Lightfoot. You guys, this is amazing. And look at the total there so far, $164,000. Keep the contributions coming. If you've already given, thank you so much. So here's the easy way to do it. Check the left side of the screen you see there. You'll see the donation options, and you can actually make your gift while you're watching the rest of this program. If you're viewing from a mobile device, you'll have to exit the screen, scroll below the video window to make a donation. And if you'd like to text a donation, you're going to text NWWA Heroes, all one word, NWWA Heroes to 76278. All right, we're getting close, but the fun isn't quite over yet. We have one more hero to recognize and one more presenting sponsor from Matrix.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for being here. My name is Rick Stump with Matrix Service. I am grateful to have the opportunity to present the Home Fire Rescue Award to this next hero, a local Skagit County man. Many of the heroes we see each year happen to be at the right place at the right time and choose to act. Jeb Hilsinger's story is no exception. He managed to go above and beyond, and without his quick action and courage, 2 young but brave children may not have survived. Thank you to Jeb Hilsinger for your heroic and life-saving efforts.
I was on my way home from work and drive Highway 9 every day pretty much on my way home, and going through Lake McMurray, and I was driving and I noticed a little bit of smoke come across the road, and it looked like, well, maybe it's a barbecue.
Something told Jeb Hilsinger to check out that smoke, and it's a good thing.
God, I'm glad I was there.
He pulled his truck into a driveway and saw heavy smoke pouring from a 2-story detached garage. Then he saw a little boy's face in the upper window.
Told him to stay by the window and went around to the back, and there was flames lapping up the side of the building from the structure behind it, and couldn't get up the stairs and went back around to the front.
The 6-year-old boy and his toddler sister were trapped in the burning building. Jeb yelled up to the little boy.
It's a small window, and he says, "Drop your sister." And the little boy picks up the little girl, leans her out, drops her, and he's a pretty big guy. Jeb's a pretty big guy, catches her, hands her to Mom, who were in the building next door and didn't even know the fire was going. The reason they came out was they saw this guy in a red pickup just flying up the driveway, and they were upset with what he was doing. But then they realized what was going on. And then Jeb has the 6-year-old jump out, catches him, gives him to Mom.
I'm glad the little boy listened so damn well, that's for sure. You know, if anything, he's definitely a hero in that situation. He saved his little sister's life.
And we asked the 6-year-old, "Why did you do this? Why did you do what this man told you to do?" And he says, "I did what the firemen told me to do." And we couldn't figure that out because there were no firemen at the time, you know. And then we come to find out Jeb owns a red pickup truck. And the little 6-year-old assumed he was a fireman, and that was a fire truck.
Not a fireman, just a hero in a big red truck who showed up just in time.
These children were literally minutes from death, and he just turned around and literally saved these children's lives. So he's definitely a hero.
Wow, what an inspiration. Jeb, congratulations. You are a hero, and you saved those lives. What an exceptional morning this has been. I don't know about you, but the stories that we've heard this morning really give me hope and faith in humanity. It has been a heck of a year, to put it politely. All the strife that's in our society right now, all the political fighting that's going on. Isn't it great to just forget that for a moment and just hear about ordinary, everyday people who simply wanted to do the right thing during an emergency? It's that attitude that I'm convinced will keep our country moving in the right direction. We need to figure out a way to simply love and care for each other. But these stories are not exclusive to these 6 heroes. We all can be heroes by simply taking action to support the mission of the American Red Cross. I'm really proud to have been part of this Heroes Breakfast for a number of years now, and I'm really honored to have shared this 25th anniversary with you. Thank you and congratulations to each of our 2020 heroes, and thank you again to our sponsors. Your support is so amazing and really allows us to do this. Table captains, you're awesome. Thank you for your commitment to the Red Cross and to this event. Our goal today was pretty simple. It is to inspire you to not only help this organization, but go forth and take some meaningful action as we go forward through the next year. That could be volunteering. It could be making an escape plan. I'm in my bonus room here. One of my older son moved out, so this is now my man cave / drum studio. But I have a ladder right there, one of those fold-out ladders that you can toss from the 2nd story down, because we have a plan. And if you and your family don't have an escape plan, today is a great day to start with the American Red Cross. You might also start by registering for a CPR or first aid class. If you're not trained in CPR or first aid, You really need to be, because chances are you will need at some point in your life to be that person for a loved one or a neighbor. Or you might just simply share these stories of local heroism with friends or colleagues. Speaking of these stories, I want to give a shout out to Kim and Tim Griffiths of Healthcare Video Edge for producing the stories that you saw today. I've known, if you've been to the breakfast in years past, you know I've given them a shout out because they're dear friends. I've known Tim and Kim since our days at KXLY TV in Spokane. And I can't even believe it's been more than 30 years that we've been friends and have worked together since that time. So fantastic job on the videos, you guys. And I want to encourage you to connect with others and figure out how you can all get involved with the American Red Cross. If you're doing service work and you're comfortable with that, that's awesome. If you're not doing service work as part of your life, I really encourage you to reach out to the American Red Cross and join them. Start volunteering, start making a difference. You could start installing smoke alarms in people's homes once the whole COVID thing passes. But remember, each of us can be an everyday hero. And you actually have been a big part of that by just joining us today. So in summary, I was going to end with the drum solo, but I think I'm hearing that we're running short on time. I want to thank you for being part of the 25th anniversary Heroes Breakfast. And we look forward to seeing you in person next year. It's going to be a heck of a celebration next year. We can celebrate some heroes. We can all be together, I'm pretty sure, a year from now. And I look forward so much to that day. Thanks again, everybody, for being here. Keep up the great work, and I'll see you tonight on King 5 News at 5 o'clock. In the meantime, take care. Have a good day.